Welcome, one and all, to Down the Middle. We are here today to give our reactions to WrestleMania. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys know that tonight's podcast is brought to you by our friends at Vizard.ai and the AI Analysis Podcast. We'll talk about those a little bit later. But first, I'm checking the audio.
Okay.
But next, we have there's something I just got a feeling about tonight. Something incredible is going to happen. I don't know when. I feel like it's coming now.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Brian
My God, I'm back.
I believe
It's taking so long.
in Brian Kaufman. Because they love him in Tokyo,
Yeah,
Paris,
can't really
France,
tell.
and even in Indiana. All of Indiana, all the surrounding counties. You know what they have in common? They all believe in Brian Kaufman. They all believe
It did
he's
work.
coming for you.
I love it. I love it. He did. He did it really fast too.
In comes Brian Kaufman. And Kaufman is quite persistent.
That was about time.
Keep them hands up and say with me,
Oh, yeah,
I believe in Brian Kaufman. I believe in Brian Kaufman. Cause he will persevere
fine,
through anything.
WrestleMania. Is that Triple H behind you, by the way? We were discussing that before you could hear us.
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay,
I
I
could
thought so.
tell. You can tell in the eyes, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's the wax statue they have him.
Oh, that's why it looks weird. It's yeah, okay, I saw that video.
Yeah.
That's nightmare fuel. All right, let's get right into it. First of all, before we get into the actual matches, what did you guys think of WrestleMania?
Hold up.
Oh, for me?
Um. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Garbage.
Um.
Like Costco garbage or just regular garbage?
Oh, worse. Worse because it costs more.
What's worse than like Kmart garbage?
Actually, I like Kmart.
Kmart's a little bit old.
Yeah, I liked it when they was out.
It was like I ordered off of Amazon, came through as tagged as Wish,
Ye-
but it also just came from somebody that was half passed down 3 times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Really?
couldn't
You
say
see,
it
okay,
better.
okay, okay. Here's my, and this is what I keep coming back to when I'm thinking about it. It wasn't a bad pay-per-view, but it wasn't a particularly great WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of WrestleMania 23 in a way, where it's like it was a decent show, but nothing. It didn't really feel like WrestleMania, with the exception the main event of night one kind of felt like WrestleMania, but
Hmm.
that was about it. And even then, it
Yeah.
was kind of eh.
The
For
one
me,
thing.
the
Oh,
reason why I dislike it so much was because of the price of everything. The build-up was so awful.
Oh, we'll
It
get into
just
that. That's
oh
probably why it didn't feel like a WrestleMania because
yeah.
everything kind of got thrown together in like 2 3 weeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. The biggest thing that caught my eye, and I don't know if you guys are like honestly like really looked at it and pictured it. There was no host this year.
I didn't
Oh yeah, you're
notice that.
right.
You're right, but
I didn't
yeah,
notice
you're
it.
absolutely right. There was no
There
host.
was no host night one, no host night two, and
Huh?
I didn't expect it. Like that was the one thing that really threw me off. Like every year for the past 10 years or so, we've always had a
Yeah.
host. Like
Well,
last year it was Snoop Dogg.
right, right. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
always a kind of master of ceremonies, but like bringing that too. Uh, the theme for this year's WrestleMania sucked. That Travis Scott song, like
Mm-hmm. All I hear in my head is Fiend, Fiend, Fiend,
Absolutely.
Fiend, Fiend.
it was just it was a really yeah, you're right. It was a really lackluster intro. But speaking of intros, let's get into it. First match of night one saw Jey Uso challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Hakeem, we were right.
Oh yeah, of course. Like it, it was like Oh no, it was difficult because I knew what they was going to plan to do. They just wanted people there just to yeet and sell merch. That's it. It made no sense, and the
And
way he lost was so bad.
that
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 was awful.
Honestly, I liked the way it finished.
Really?
I personally,
really
yes, I really did. Well, the thing is, we watched every time Jay has beat Gunther, it's always been clean.
Hmm.
We don't see Jay ever have anybody ever submit, especially with their own move. And to see Jay make somebody tap out, especially Gunther, with his own finisher, surprised the hell out of me. Like I knew Jay was going to win, no matter what.
Yeah.
oh we did too.
But
There was no way.
It was,
There was no way he
the
wasn't going to win.
yeah, but the way it finished with him tapping out completely surprised me. But the
yeah,
thing also
it
surprised
was a
me.
surprise. That was completely true. It was a surprise the way. The problem I had was how fast he tapped, like
Hmm.
within 2 seconds.
Yes.
I think
That's the
that's what it was
only.
for me because I don't necessarily, like you said, I don't necessarily have an issue with him making Gunther submit. But
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
yeah, he gave up awful fast.
Yeah.
But this could be a thing of this could be the vulnerable side of Gunther. He can't handle submissions.
Except I would
That
agree
is
with you,
kryptonite.
except that we've seen that to not necessarily be the case.
Uh-huh.
True. But how many
Yeah.
times have we actually
Yeah.
seen Gunther tap
I
out?
I mean, fair enough, and they can rewrite the narrative,
Yeah.
and maybe this gives him the yips. Now he's like, I lost to Jey Uso, and now he's like got a problem with submissions. I don't know. It would have been interesting to see that come from somewhere, but
Hmm.
that's probably asking too much. That's like
Yeah.
that's like asking AEW to have a compelling storyline. It's just not in the cards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the fact, like I agree with Akeem. Like the match itself was very lackluster, just because we've seen it so many times. It
Uh-huh.
was just the way the finish happened. It was just so surprising. I just didn't expect it.
Hmm.
There's going to be a lot of eating for a long time.
Well, if people's already seen what happened on Raw, the way that Gunther yeeted Michael Cole and Pat McAfee was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have a problem with that too. Like they have Gunther now attacking the announcers. Like it's not going to make a big story. Him
Um,
Yeah,
versus Pat.
it's
I know what they were doing with it, but Michael
Yeah.
Cole just came across as like a little too whiny. I know
Yeah.
what they were going for. They were
Hmm.
going for like we're not going to be held hostage by competitors, but it's Michael Cole, so
Yeah.
it just comes across as like, "Well, if he's not going to let me talk, I'm gonna be real mad."
I don't know. I think it's a thing of
Uh-huh.
like Gunther was finally fed up with it because of like he was tired of the commentators talking shit every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, fair. Like I said, I get what they were doing. It was just Michael Cole
Hmm.
not being able to act or speak with conviction
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
about
Like the story
anything
part
ever.
was good. It's just that the way it was handled or the way it was act out,
Hmm. Yeah.
that's the only issue.
Yeah. So yeah, no surprise. We were totally right. Actually, we were right on most of the matches this year. There were some where there were a couple where we were wrong, and there was one where we were. I mean, we called one to a T. It just happened to be a different person, but the
Yeah.
exact same thing happened, which
Uh-huh.
we'll get to.
You,
We were.
even though I didn't get my response to like tell everybody like who won, like a lot of like I was doing my own predictions like before Mania and stuff, and like
Mhm.
most of my predictions were correct too. So it was a very predictable WrestleMania.
I was just going to say that this
Yeah. Yeah.
WrestleMania was very predictable. There were only, actually, no, I take that back. There's two matches where we called it to a T, not just who won, but what happened after. Like, I was so proud of one, and then one was just so obvious that if they hadn't done it, I mean, to be
Mhm.
fair, they did exactly what we said. They just did it way faster, but we'll get there. So the next match
Mhm.
we were also right about. We saw the New Day challenge the War Raiders for the World Tag Team Championships. And first of all, what did you guys think about the match?
Mm, The only thing that I was kind of let down on is like I know Big E is still He's not cleared to wrestle.
Right.
My biggest thing is the way that it seemed like it was built up to be is that we were possibly going to see Biggie in some kind of capacity
Yeah, I agree. Like a
show
return
up.
or something.
It not necessarily
Manager.
not yeah, like maybe a manager or something, or
Uh-huh.
like that would have been a great idea. Like nobody
Hmm.
expected like Biggie come back, but as a manager, just to manage, be the back guy, do
Yeah.
some extra talking, and like help them win, and then it'd be a really big set over of like, holy shit, the New Day is heel. Like, what's Big E doing? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
why is
think we'll
Big E
get
doing the things
there.
he's doing?
I think we'll get there because it's pretty obvious that they're setting New Day up to be not necessarily a top heel team, but
Mm-hmm.
a heel team for people to work with.
Yeah.
And the problem that the War Raiders have always had is that they're great wrestlers, and it's not that they don't have personality, but it never comes across on television for
Yeah.
whatever reason. You
Absolutely.
never
I agree.
like how do I word this? The audience, it doesn't ever seem like the audience is like hardcore into them. Like they respect their in ring ability, but that's about it. They don't
Yeah.
actually
Mm-hmm.
care about the people. So even when they're champions or when they're fighting for champions, it was kind of the problem the Revival had and FTR still has to a certain extent
Hmm.
because it's like,
Yes.
okay, you're great wrestlers, but the personalities just aren't loud enough. So there's only like there's a definite appreciation, but there's not like a I want to see them win more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
And when the New Day are baby faces, they have that.
Well,
Yeah.
also they have less talking time too. Like the
I think that's
matches
by
that we had,
design, but
yeah, well, yeah, yeah. On Total Divas, that
I
was
don't
pretty
think
good.
I don't think I've ever seen them cut a promo, and that includes Ring of Honor.
To oh
Yeah,
yeah.
War
me either.
Machine, War Raiders, Viking
Yeah.
Experience, Viking
Yeah.
Raiders.
Or Viking raid machines, whatever you want to call it.
Actually, you got something there. The
It's
Viking
a
Raid
thing.
machines.
The Viking raid machines. You know, that's probably what the name was going to be at one point.
I do remember I watched I can never remember their names. It's not the bigger dude. He was doing an interview and he was telling that story about when they said you're going to be the Viking experience. He said, "What the is this Disneyland?" He's like, "We
Well,
knew it wasn't going to work."
that's wild. See, I remember. See, I was at WrestleMania 34 when they debuted at NXT Takeover New Orleans.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
So,
Now
like,
on their debut, they debuted as War Machine, right? I'm remembering that
no,
correctly. Oh,
they were War Raiders.
War Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought they debuted as War Machine and then they
Yeah,
changed it like the next day to War
no,
Raiders. Okay, so they were
it
War
was War
Raiders.
Raiders.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought, and I understand they wanted to get away from the war thing, but
Hmm.
the fact that you landed on the Viking experience and that was Vince. That had to be Vince.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. They've
Us-
also maybe not had the what's the word for it? The copyright issue to use War Machine because it was technically Ring of Honors.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
sure
okay.
I'm sure that's why, right? But anyway, New Day won. That didn't surprise us at all because there was just as much as we like the War Raiders, it's
Hmm.
like where are they going to go with this by having them win? Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
it just didn't make sense. New Day winning makes sense because there's endless possibilities. And like you guys said, I think we will see Big E join up with them. But I think they're gonna do a like little bait and switch thing. They're gonna hint at Big E wanting to like talk him down,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna end up being some kind of not necessarily a double cross, but a surprise.
Now,
Yeah.
not to sidetrack things too much. I don't know if any of you guys have seen. Did any of you guys see the leak for the original plans for WrestleMania 41?
Not this one, no.
No.
Okay, we will talk about this afterwards, and I'll tell you what the original plans for WrestleMania was at post night two because I have it pulled up.
Oh,
Gotcha.
cool.
Alrighty. So next we had my girl Jade
Oh yeah, Jade
going up
versus
against Naomi,
mhm.
and this one went the exact opposite we thought it was gonna be. The complete opposite. We were figuring Naomi was going to win, and this was going to lead to an ongoing storyline involving Jade and
It should have.
Bianca.
Yeah,
I
it was the
agree.
wrong
It
call.
should
It was the
have.
wrong call. It should
And
have.
the thing is, Naomi looked really good in that match.
She did look good, but she
She
looked like
did.
a mad 12-year-old.
Yeah, she took so
I'm
many bumps.
Looked like a mad 12-year-old that couldn't
She
have
was
her phone.
ragdoll everywhere.
You can't tell me I'm not lying. That she did not look like a mad 12-year-old.
listen,
Why can't I have my phone? Because I said you couldn't, Naomi.
Yeah.
because Jade Cargill is going to kick you in the face.
Yes.
I mean, I was entertained by it, but I don't know where they're going from here. But as I keep reminding myself, WWE, in the scheme of things, WWE has been doing really good stuff. So
They have.
I'm just gonna sit down and be along for the ride on this one. And if it's stupid in the end, it's got nothing on the gobbledygooker. So
Yeah. Not the gooker.
what's that? Yeah. So if you haven't figured it out, Jade Cargill won the match, and Naomi looked good doing it. But well, I
Well,
say
the
that
thing.
there were a couple of moments in the match where things went awry. Actually, I think that's when I messaged you, Hakeem,
Oh yeah,
and I said something like, "Ooh, this is not off to a great start."
yeah, yeah. It was
There
a
was
few boshes.
the one
Um,
spot that I enjoyed the most out of that match was the setup for the electric chair, and she spun out with it and gave her the power bomb.
That
oh,
was
okay.
pretty
That
cool.
was
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That was
pretty
cool.
fucking sweet. Like I texted one of my buddies I was watching it also that I used to wrestle with, and I was like, "That was a cool move. I
so that's
dug that."
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good thing. That's a good thing to bring up. We can finally talk about in-ring work again, Hakeem. Because
Yes.
for those who don't know, Brian, you're retired now, right? Or do you still wrestle
Yeah, I'm
occasionally?
retired.
I thought you
I'm
were.
retired.
I didn't want to be like he's retired. Be like no. But yeah, Brian is a retired independent wrestler. Used to go by Venom, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's
when
down the road. It's done now, but I don't know. I keep getting that itch. Been getting that itch the last couple months for
oh,
one more.
I hear that's how it happens, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Never say never.
that is true. Well, it's just one of the things where I want to. I know I'm going sidetracked a little bit. It's one of the things where I want to end on my own terms.
Gotcha.
Like I want to do it the way that I want to do it.
Hmm.
I'll, I'll
So,
I'll take a rough bump for you.
all right.
Fun fact, I think I said at one time that I've never taken a bump. That's actually not true. I forgot. I take one in Weekly Wrestling Wrap Up, and it was the worst
Yes.
decision I ever made because
Mm,
what I didn't know is that the carpet was laid directly onto concrete.
yeah, I can tell you a story about doing something like that too.
Sure you can.
At one of the houses we lived at, when we lived out of town, the people that owned the house wasn't the greatest people. So I told myself as we were leaving that I was going to take a bump in the house, and the house had hardwood floors, and it was probably one of the stiffest bumps I've ever taken in my life.
Yep.
Like it like there was no give at all, none whatsoever. I hit and I'm like, oh, I can feel it.
No, I'll tell you the story of this so you can look at. I think it's not. It's in the coming episodes. The
Uh-huh.
gag was we were doing a skit where John Cena and Edge were living together as it was an odd couple spoof, and that was the. And so one of the gags was Edge is in the hallway waiting for John Cena to come out of the bathroom to spear him,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and then when the door opens, Edge goes for it, but the stink is too much
Oh
that he
God,
gets clotheslined by the stink.
that's hilarious.
So I'm glad I only had to do that once. I'll put it that way, because I was Edge. Next match, Jacob Fatu challenges LA Knight, yeah,
Yeah.
for the
Oh, I missed
United
that.
States Championship. This one, I don't remember. Hakeem, I think you were right. I think we were split on this because I thought LA Knight was going to win,
Oh
but
yeah,
there
I
was going
knew
to be. Oh
Jacob was gonna
no,
win. No, 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 not this one. I think we both thought he was gonna win. We,
right, but I thought at least I thought it was going to be because of interference by no, I'm sorry, I changed my
no,
mind.
Uh-huh.
I thought LA Knight was going to win, but I thought he was going to win because Solo was going to try to interfere, and that
Mm-hmm.
caused Jacob to trip up,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that was going to cause
Gotcha.
friction between them. But no,
Mhm.
Jacob Fatu just beat LA Knight clean in the center of the ring.
Yeah, and
I
the
really
one
hate
thing
it.
that is true, one thing that surprised me is Solo went out with Jacob as like Jacob
Hmm.
was like the main guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jacob's a bad dude. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh,
Oh
you can
yeah.
tell that.
Yeah.
To me, this seems like a match that should have happened at next year's WrestleMania.
I don't know. In my opinion,
Mhm.
if I was Booker, I would have hand Jacob the world title right now.
Oh, too soon, bro. Too soon.
I
It's
would
coming.
no.
It's
God
coming.
no.
Well, okay, I'll
Mhm.
take that back. It's not too soon, but you just need a story to get there. And
Yeah, exactly.
I think for Jacob to be champion, he's got to go through Solo first.
Yes,
And that's
I
fine.
think so. Also,
You can absolutely do that. Because I
But
agree.
honestly,
I think
Solo is
Jacob,
like a side character now. Like he's all the power he had like last year is just gone.
you know
Deflated.
who you know who Solo is right now? Not literally, but as far as his place on the card, Solo is JBL, wherein at any time he could be put in a world title program, and it makes sense. But he is basically there on the card now as an obstacle for a babyface champion to overcome.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
And that's not
I
a
can agree
dig.
with that.
That's a vital part of the card.
Yeah,
And JBL did it masterfully.
JBO was great at what he did. Like when he was needed and he needed to be like, "Hey, we need a world champion," and like there was nobody that JBL.
Yep.
Yeah.
JBL could carry himself.
Yeah,
Well, that's I
absolutely. He
said.
was
You
so versatile.
Yeah, putting a belt on Solo Sokoa. I mean, any time of day, you can do it. Like that's where he's at on the card, and it will be used to elevate Jake. It's already being used to elevate Jacob Fatu
Hmm.
to a certain extent, but he's the U.S. champ, and maybe this still might lead to a feud between them. Like
Hmm.
Mhm.
Solo might be getting all jelly over there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I just
Be
hate
like,
about Elliot Knight. Like he's like pushed to the sidelines again. I
that's
honestly think it's because he talked about Triple H a few times.
probably.
And so I think he was like crushing the booking and all that stuff. So I kind of think this is kind of retaliation from that.
Gee, I wonder why. Why would you do such a thing? For
Yeah,
I know
you know,
his name was
it's
Max Dupree. I almost said Rene Dupree. I'm like, that's a different person.
oh yeah.
But it's nice to see Jacob Fatu with gold around his waist. So it's always nice to see Jacob Fatu wrestle.
Yep.
And next we had El Grande Americano uh, going up against the other Ray Phoenix, because
The
Rey
other way.
Mysterio apparently got injured. Um,
Somehow.
and and in a finish that surprised no one, El Grande Americano cheated and won. Actually, it did surprise me because when it was still Ray, I thought Ray was going to rip his mask off,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
apparently that was not in the cards. So
I don't think it was a bad match. I think it was a great match,
it
especially for
wasn't a
Ray
bad
Phoenix.
match. Yeah,
Mhm.
Like Ray Phoenix, like was been there what 2 weeks, and like they're like, "Oh well, here's this."
yeah.
You know, it could be. I think it's a thing. I think it was a dig at AEW, to be honest.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, not only
Oh,
that, now WWE is obviously rubbing the acquisition of AAA in
Oh yeah,
everyone's faces, which I like. I sent Hakeem the video. That was right when I saw it. I'm shocked, legitimately.
I'm glad.
oh. Mhm.
I may be wrong, but I'm glad. Even though he was a world champion, I'm glad the first thing they done when they got AAA is they got Alberto Del Rio the fuck out of there because I don't
Did
like the
they?
guy. Oh yeah, within
Yeah.
like a week they were like he's released.
I
Yeah.
believe it. And you
Mhm.
notice El Hijo del Vikingo has
Mm-hmm.
already gotten screen time at WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
which is
And like that.
funny because apparently I think we were talking about this a long time ago, Hakeem. Like after he had done that string of AEW matches with like Kenny
Mhm.
Omega and all that, and then he
I
just
thought,
disappeared.
I
He
thought he
did
still had a
get
contract.
injured. He did
Did
get
he?
injured for
Oh,
a
he
bit.
did.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh,
It,
did
That's
it,
he?
it
like you
Okay.
was.
see his matches now. he moves a lot slower. He's
It was
not
at a
like where he was before.
it
Well,
was at a GCW, I think. I think it was
yeah.
at
Uh-huh.
GCW where he got hurt.
Uh-huh.
Well, my conspiracy theory here, it's twofold. So Vikingo is clearly one of, if not their top guy. Like he's Triple A's
Should
guy.
be. I hope
Right.
so.
Oh yeah.
But he was wrestling that style and then because this deal has been in the works for a while. It's pretty obvious. And even had he not gotten injured, I think they would
Hmm.
have pulled
Mhm,
him from AEW TV anyway, just to
mhm.
look good for their new corporate overlords.
Yeah.
But the other thing they probably did, especially after the deal was getting started, is I guarantee you somebody took him aside and said like, "Hey kid, you're about to be on the big time. You got to change your style because if you don't want to be retired by 35." Oh, your mic cut out, Brian. Oh, gotcha. You're acknowledging. Okay. But yeah, it's like I can't read your lips.
Oh, I had myself muted. My kids are in here at the same time,
I
so if
thought
I
I
mute
thought
myself.
I put it together, but then you started stringing sentences together. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that
Like,
good. I'm not that good. But yeah, so I think somebody probably took him aside, was like, you got to change your style a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you said. I think it was simultaneously. I like, look, it's AAA, and
Mhm.
um, also the fact that I think it was kind of a middle finger to AEW because
Hmm.
Penta had been in AEW since the beginning, so that's 29, so 6 years, and he got more exposure from one night on Monday Night Raw,
Yep.
and it's obvious why. It was never Penta.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was about the presentation and the fact that, like, other than Lucha Underground, which Lucha Underground's only problem was the El Rey network was not widely
Sketchy.
distributed. Yeah,
They
yeah,
weren't
but
paying well on that. I think it was
he's
not paying people
starting.
too.
He's starting to feel like old school Pentagon Junior again, and
Hmm.
I'm here for it. There's
You
just
know
a
what?
couple of things. There's just a couple of things that he still does that I really wish he would quit, but
Who knows?
I'll
We
live.
may see La Parka in the WWE ring.
The new one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say I don't think
they brought a new one back.
I was gonna
Okay,
say yeah.
okay. I was
I
like,
don't think we'll see La
The
Parka.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, they,
I was like that might be a stretch, but L.A. Park, sure. He's La Parka again though, isn't he? He got his name back.
No, they got a new guy.
Yeah, I know. But for a while there, he was L.A. Park. There was something where
yeah, yeah, with the
Oh,
name or
I
copyright
don't
or something.
yeah, I don't remember what the issue was. Um, I just I did see one thing. It's not true, but if it was, it would actually make this story worth telling. The conspiracy theory online is that El Grande Americano is actually Jason Jordan,
yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. I
except
heard the
it's
say
except it's not because El Grande Americano is too short to be Jason Jordan. But
Well,
yes.
honestly, it looks like two people. At first and like earlier, it looked like a different person. He looks taller, but in during the match with Ray Phoenix, he looks like Chad. So I don't know.
now they might be the only way they can make that work. And I'd honestly, it would salvage this whole thing for me is if it's both
Mhm.
of them. But you would think that they would have already done the bit where Chad Gable and El Grande Americano were seen together, or maybe
Hmm.
not. I don't
We
know.
seen
Yeah.
them together one time,
Yeah,
but
he
it was
was in the
as
background.
he was, yeah, getting arrested.
Yeah, I do not know. But next, guess what time it is, guys? Or guess what time it
Honest.
was, guys?
What's
It was
currently 9:15?
no, it was Tiffy time.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, okay, you got me there.
It
It's
was
been a
like
You
while.
got me there.
Tiffany Stratton defended her WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually liked this match. There were a couple moments where, listen, things happened. Things went mildly awry. I also I don't know because they're saying that Tiffany didn't chip a tooth, but it really looked like she
Oh
chipped a tooth in that
no,
match.
she did. You can
It
see it. You
looked
can see
like
at the
it.
end.
It was
Okay,
like it was
yeah,
part missing.
I'm
But
not
unless that was
crazy,
like,
but there were
Yeah, you can.
there were people and like legitimate sources online saying like no, she didn't. I'm like no, she clearly did.
Oh yeah, you can see it. But the thing is, like you could see right at the end of the match,
yeah,
like she's
Yeah,
like smiling and holding the belt up, and you can
yeah,
see it a tooth fucking chipped.
yeah.
And then she's back at the them talking at the post conference stuff,
yeah.
Mhm.
and like it looks fixed, and I'm like, how'd you find the other part of the tooth?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, lessons like it was like her mouth guard or something, or I don't know, but it looked
Maybe
like
I don't
it
know,
chipped.
but yeah. I mean, okay, I'm not crazy because I saw a chipped tooth.
Yeah, yeah,
I know
Who
what I
knows?
saw. I know what I
yeah.
And
saw. Damn it.
they may have used the thing to fix a tooth.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sure they did. But the other thing too is, I mean, and this, I guess credit because I'm still not 100% sure if she and Charlotte get along. Because
Oh,
Probably
I
not.
doubt it. I don't
well,
think
because
Charlotte gets along with
Tiffany
anyone
looked
right
like
now.
she had a shiner too. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
her
Right on.
cheek was bleeding, and then she had what looked like the makings of possibly a black eye.
Hmm.
I mean, she got roughed up. That was hardcore without being
Yeah.
hardcore.
I still say Charlotte was in the right mind to be wrestling
Oh, I
this
agree. And Tiffany won, which I was thankful for that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Charlotte winning what is it, her 14th or 15th world title?
15th, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it would have been her 15th.
She's gonna beat her father's record in like what, 7 years, maybe?
Yeah. But the thing is like at least right now, Charlotte winning does nothing. Tiffany winning makes her look more and more legitimate.
Absolutely. And more
Yes,
competitive
as
matches they could have. Like Charlotte can't even go no more. Not she can, but she not like she used to.
Right, and right now Tiffany's the one who needs the victory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next year it might make all the sense in the world for Charlotte to win it.
Yeah. But honestly, Charlotte doesn't seem she seems out of it.
Yeah,
She
I
doesn't
agree with you.
seem like she
Well, and
wants to
don't tell
wrestle.
me for a minute that part of Alberto Del Rio getting dismissed was, which I don't know how much joint stuff they're going to do. It seems like they're going to do a lot of NXT crossover events because
yeah.
there's that Worlds Collide coming up in June, which I am psyched for. That's going to be awesome.
Uh-huh.
Which is the lead
Uh,
up to, I forget what pay per view that's lead up
I think it's
for.
Backlash.
No,
Or
it's
are you
in
talking like
June.
NXT? Um, I'm not sure to be honest.
I can't. They announced it. I just can't remember which one it was. Maybe SummerSlam, but SummerSlam's not in June though, is it? I think
No.
SummerSlam's in August. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing a lucha libre. What else we got? Oh, right now we have a word from our friends at Vizard.ai. It's funny, Brian. We were just talking about this off air. Everybody, if you create content on YouTube, you know that the biggest part of channel growth, or at least you should know, little information if you want to grow your channel. Shorts are the number one thing that's going to help your channel grow organically. Here's the problem though. Shorts take a long time to produce, which is kind of ironic considering the sweet spot is 15 to 40 seconds. It takes a long time. However, thanks to our friends at Vizard.ai, we have been able to cut down that production time considerably using their AI powered shorts creation tool, which is honestly the best one I've ever come across. Just try it yourself and you will see exactly what I mean. What they do is you can take your video that's on YouTube, your long video, you upload it into their workspace via a link. You don't even need to download the video, and it uses its AI search tool. You can search for certain keywords or you can let it just decide what it thinks has the most potential to go viral, and it auto cuts and auto edits shorts for you to batch export, or if you want to go in and tweak little details you can. And plus they have a host of other tools like a video translator, which I have used. It saved my butt on one project. And the best part is it's not that expensive. It's actually very affordable. So I highly recommend you check out Vizard.ai. It's the first link in the description. If you make content on YouTube, you need to check them out. It's going to save you a ton of time. But what's not going to save you a ton of time but you'll still have a lot of fun with it, is the last match of night one, which was Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for what
Oh yeah,
seemed to be the soul of Paul Heyman, but
yeah. It was Paul Heyman on a pole match.
Paul Heyman on a pole match. Except, go ahead, Brian.
I called this months
Oh,
ago.
dude, you can
The
go
minute
watch the previous episode, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
with Royal Rumble, when all that stuff happened with Royal Rumble, I knew there was going to be something where it would be brought up about how Heyman is supposed to be for Punk and everything, but there's going to be a beef between Punk and Heyman and Roman all right there, and then just happen to have Seth Rollins over here in that corner with nobody. It just it was bound to happen, and then especially after Seth was like, "Hey, like you owe me a favor."
Yeah,
We knew what it was going to be.
that's
We knew.
yeah. We said, however, I mean, even I was surprised how well we called that shit. Like,
Hmm.
I that being said, I still popped when it was
Yes.
happening. But literally, once he nutshotted Punk, I was like, oh,
Oh
Roman's
yeah.
getting it too.
Well, you can
Roman's
see
so
yeah.
it
getting it too.
because you could watch Roman how he moves, and it's like came in was like moving next to him. I was like, "What's going to happen?"
I'm like, he's lining it up.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
going for it.
yeah.
It'll take him 20 years, but he'll get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that being said, I thought this match was great.
Oh yeah, it
Um,
was pretty good.
yeah.
Mhm.
There was never a point where it looked like I mean, obviously everybody had their moments to shine. Well, I take that back. There were a lot of moments where it looked like somebody was going to win, but the false finishes were great.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And it was awesome. And if you haven't already listened to Jim Cornette's commentary about the match, because he brings up a lot of good points. Like, yeah, there were moments where they go out to the floor, but they don't stay there like they're on vacation. Like they do
Mm.
what they're trying to do in a way that makes sense, because these are guys that, yes, they want to inflict pain on each other, but they also understand that to win the match they have to be in the ring.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it all made sense, and nobody did anything considering what this match was. Nobody did anything incredibly stupid. Like, it makes sense that you would put your body on the line a little bit in this type of match, but like nobody laid out a sack of thumbtacks and then jumped on them themselves and made snow angels in them.
I'd been okay with that.
Yeah, Brian likes the hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for
Huh.
those who don't know, Paul Heyman nut shots Punk after he gave him a chair, and then he gives Roman the chair to use on Seth. And then when Roman is thinking about it, I guess, even though it's
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
something he's been waiting to do for 10 years,
Hmm.
I guess he's savoring the moment, or giving Paul Heyman time to get on his knee and nut shot him.
Yeah.
And then Paul Heyman nut shots Roman, and I don't know why. Um, do you guys watch Scrubs, or did you watch Scrubs? I guess it's not on TV anymore.
I have watched it. I have seen.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the character Randall, the short little person that always punches JD in the nuts?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it popped into my head when Paul nutshot at Roman. I just saw Roman like go down and just look over at Paul and goes, "Wise man, why?" And then Seth just holds his hand out, and Paul Heyman puts the chair in his hand, and then Rollins wasn't worried about getting nutshotted.
I don't know. It was a great match, but it was everything that it was supposed to, but it was, I don't know, there was one of the feelings like, it was like I was expecting more.
Oh yeah. Like
Just because
usually
it's
if it's
just
a
one of
big
them,
pop, big
yes.
finish. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was just one of the matches where you expected it to just there to be more.
Hmm.
But it just, like I said, the finish was great. Everything happened smooth and everything. Like, match, the flow was great. I don't know. I just felt like there was supposed to be more.
I was
I
hoping
know
for
what you
Brock to come
mean, and
out.
I only hesitate to say that because I'm very careful about like demanding more of the wrestlers,
Mm-hmm.
because generally, unless something is just egregiously bad, Like
Mhm.
I usually complain about the booking and the storyline and not so much the match itself, but sometimes things happen and you're just like, I don't know that that was a good decision.
Hmm.
Looking at you, 2x4 with nails sticking out of it, Moxley.
Yeah, I would take some dumb stuff, but I don't think I would ever take that.
Well, here's the well, I guess that was on a pay per view, wasn't it, or wasn't it? I can't remember. Was that on
No,
Yeah,
Dynamite? Yeah,
it was
okay.
on.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. If that had been on a pay per view, I guess that was my
Or
issue.
like
Oh,
a real street fight, like you're in the
right.
streets, actually in
Well,
the streets.
and it was funny because I thought this, and then I heard Jim Cornette say it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one. He's like, if I've got a 2x4, never mind if it's got nails in it. If I have a 2x4, I'm picking it up and hitting a motherfucker with it. Why
Hmm.
would I suplex someone onto a board when I can just
Mm,
pick it up and bash their skull in? Like,
Mhm.
yep.
it doesn't make sense. It was like a long time ago. This was all the way back when Benji was on the show, and Nick Gage was on AEW and fought Chris Jericho,
Okay, I remember.
and it
Yeah.
was
Pizza
like,
cutter.
yeah, but that's not what I said. I just what I said. I was like this, and this is why matches done this way make no sense to me. You've got a big piece of glass, right? And he sets it up in the corner. Instead of just grabbing Jericho, assuming it's a real fight, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Why would you suplex someone into it, which means you go through it too, when you can set it up in the corner and if you want to win this fight, you just grab the dude and throw him headfirst into it. He still gets a face full of glass and you're fine.
It also goes to when Cody Rhodes suplexed can't think of his name
That guy.
through the flaming table, and he burned himself
Oh,
too.
was it Sammy? Was
No,
it
it was
It was in AEW.
Charlotte's ex.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was Charlotte's ex. I can't remember his name.
Andrade?
Yeah, it was Andrade.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
Andrade.
Yep. It's same scenario. Like, why would you like light the table on fire and then put both of you through it?
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
you're not wrong. I guess in that instance, I'm not. You're right, but I can't because you've got to be able to get him through the table, and pushing him into it may not be enough. So
Hmm.
maybe you have to suplex him, but I see what you're saying. I'm sorry, everybody. I just realized I forgot to plug in the computer and it's starting to go dark.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's fine. It's just telling me it's on battery save mode, so the screen will brighten up momentarily. For actually, it probably doesn't look any different for you guys. It's just telling me I need Noah. But that being said, um, I don't know. It's interesting to watch Roman now because he's gotten to that stage where at any point he could challenge for a world title and it would make
Mm.
perfect sense. So it's kind of interesting to see how long he'll not be trying to get a title before it
Well,
starts getting like, why is he not?
he's getting to that stage where he's already said that like once his contract's done in like a
Yeah, I
year and
think
a
he's
half,
on
two
the way out,
years,
to be
he said
honest.
he's done.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
yeah, he's
he.
Hollywood.
I
Hmm.
don't know necessarily about
Maybe.
Hollywood, but I mean he could be, but
Mhm.
he just said he's done with like the physical activity all the time.
See, to me, that's
Now,
such a shame though, because he's so good.
hmm
Just watch it. Joe on Hawaii comes to AEW where he knows that he can wrestle once every 3 months and get paid $6 million a year.
yep,
And when he wrestles, he doesn't even have to take a bump.
he has someone else fear somebody for
Yeah,
him.
he has somebody else. Didn't they? Oh, wasn't that a gag that they did where
That would be
like
cool.
some
Get someone
that
off.
that'd be a hilarious heel character where it's just like he has other people take bumps for him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hold on. Like,
Hmm.
pay someone.
Wait.
But yeah, as you guys all said, like Seth went in and then now the Paul Heyman guy, and then now
Yeah.
we're seeing them starting to add more people to the group. I think it's bound time for there going to be a female to join the group too. And I just, as much as I don't want it to happen, I could really see it being Becky.
Yeah, same here. Like honestly, I'm kind of tired of fashions. I'm a little tired of them. I was kind of hoping he was going to be on his own and be
But
more of the old stuff, but
well, I
I
tell you,
don't, I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind either. But I tell you what, the first time Paul Heyman came out with Braun Breaker, the lights were dark and all you seen was Braun's face and Paul's face.
Hmm.
I would have ran the other direction. I don't care who you are. We've seen Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman, and like Brock Lesnar's a scary dude.
Yeah.
But like in my opinion, Braun Breaker is the new Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, dude,
I would say in WWE, yes,
the
absolutely.
guy's a
Intensity,
monster. Oh
yeah,
yeah. Like I've seen Brock run the ropes, but the way Braun runs the ropes, he shifts literally the whole ring.
yeah. That's the thing. Like it disappoints me how he loses. He loses by hurting himself, like going straight forward to the ring post or something like that. He knocks himself out.
But if you think about it, who else used to do that too? Goldberg.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Goldberg was the same way. Every time he'd lose a match, it was because like he'd go for a spear, he hit the turnbuckle, he knocked
Yeah,
himself
absolutely.
out, going to somebody else's finisher.
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, that's how Goldberg was built in WCW. Like he
Hmm.
couldn't lose clean.
Yeah, I kind of like it. And hopefully he's getting more screen time. Now they want to put him against Sammy almost again. I'm just kind of tired of it. I've seen it like 6 times already.
Well, Braun's got the monster problem.
Mm-hmm.
Is once you run through everybody on the roster, what are you going to do?
Yeah, repeat, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, and that's sort of the logic of pro wrestling is that you guarantee a good show, but the problem with pro wrestling is that if you're following the logic of it being real,
Mhm.
then if you've got just a dominant person, because in I don't want to say real, but in like non-scripted combat sports, dominant champions can stay on top for years.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So it's it's kind of like the problem that who's the really Lance Archer. Lance Archer has the monster problem just by virtue of him being Lance Archer.
Yeah. And that
There's
he's too good to not have the screen time. And like I have it. I'm not an AEW guy. Jake, you were the AEW guy for a while.
oh,
Mhm.
not anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say, you probably still pay attention more than I have. I don't remember the last full show I've actually watched of AEW. Like, not gonna lie. Like
I
I'll
can't
see,
either, honestly.
like
I've
I'll
seen
see
the
bits and
last pay-per-view.
pieces. I'll see bits and pieces and stuff of
Uh-huh.
AEW, but it's like I just can't stand to watch it. It's just it's like me and Jake's always said, TikTok fucking booking.
It
Uh-huh.
is. Yeah, I can't say it better myself, and it's only gotten worse. But
Yeah.
that leads us tonight too in kind of certainly the surprise match of the night for me. Io Sky defended her women's world championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and won
Mm-hmm.
clean, which is the
Mhm.
one thing we said we would be shocked if it would happen.
Yeah.
And this is another case of I really like the match. I have no idea where they're going with it,
Mm-hmm.
but
They don't know where they're going with it.
well,
I
I think I do. I think it's leading to which I'm kind of upset with them for giving this match away on Raw, but I get why they're doing it because Stephanie Becker is another
mm-hmm.
person that came from AAA, and I think this is queuing her up to come over to the main roster
Don't get me
via
started about Stephanie.
what's wrong with Stephanie?
Nothing's wrong. That's the point.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, you and everyone else. Let me tell you. Yeah, I was like them fighting words, man.
Um, Now the triple threat match, like it, for it being like semi rushed like it was, I'm glad Rhea finally got to feel the hair because Rhea's not got the hair whip yet until WrestleMania.
That's gnarly, dude.
Oh,
It's
how what?
such a great
Oh,
spot.
Here's one like question I have: like, where's Dakota Kai? Where's Asuka? Why didn't either of them come out with her?
I think Oscar's clear, but they said they have nothing for her right now.
Yeah, but like even at that, like if this is supposed to
Mhm.
be Io's big like it's
Oh
her big
yeah,
stage
absolutely.
now,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
why couldn't
absolutely.
they come out there with her
Oscar,
like Solo did
uh,
Jacob,
Sky, not the other one. I forgot her name.
Dakota.
No, the
No,
other one. Oh,
Kyrie
Japanese
Sane.
girl. Yeah, yeah, Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. See, I forgot about Kyrie.
yeah.
So like
The
unless
Kabuki
they're
Warriors.
yeah. Well, last thing I heard about Asuka is that she had a stalker. That was the last thing I heard about Asuka. I didn't know
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was.
yeah. That was a month or so ago. It was like some stalker was stalking her. Then she went to Japan for a bit. I
See, I
think she's
remember that
back now.
part. I don't know then, but like Io winning that match, like it was a big match for her. Like it was one of them. Like I was waiting for Bianca to win it. I was waiting for Rhea to win it. It was just one of the
See,
things where I was waiting for one of them to get it, and I'm like, I'm glad they let Io win it at a big stage.
and hey, they fooled me because we said the same thing. We totally thought we figured it was going to be Bianca, but we thought
Hmm
it was going to be her or Rhea. But in hindsight, that's what they were setting us up for. So they swerved me.
Uh-huh.
hmm
They totally swerved me, and I fell for it. And I'm happy I fell for it because it's like you said. I like the fact that Io won it on a big stage and retained it too.
I think
Like
she's
she didn't
gonna
just
lose it
win it; she
soon though.
retained it
I think she's gonna lose it to back to Rhea.
You think so?
eventually.
Yeah,
Probably,
I think so.
which then in hindsight will make no sense because it's like, well, how did she retain it in a triple threat? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just don't like the part where like Rhea had entered the third. I mean, as the third person when she lost the Rumble. It was
yeah,
no the Elimination Chamber. She lost it, but she still got into it. That's the part.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Never winning the match. Bianca
Well,
won it.
we shall
I
see.
I will let you know on part of the original plan
Mhm.
that was the original plan for the women's triple threat. So like
Mhm.
I said, I have there's I don't know probably 9 matches right here that were completely different than what they were supposed to be.
Oh, okay, you're not going to elaborate. I thought you were going into something.
I'm gonna do it all at one time.
Okay,
Okay, okay.
okay. Well, our next match was a Sin City street fight between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I don't even remember the match to be honest.
I
I
saw
really
it.
don't.
The only problem I had is they were like doing love taps to each other. Well, that means like they got the tables and chairs and like gently hitting each other with it. It looked
Hmm
just so fake in a way, like I'm not saying to kill the person, but
hmm
look at like it kind of hurts.
Yeah.
They look like they was really friends. They
Well,
didn't want to hurt each other, or they're going to
my
retire.
my biggest pop is when they were on the outside and Drew went over to his brother and grabbed his phone and took the
Oh
picture of
yeah,
him
yeah, yeah. That was cool.
and Damien.
Yeah.
But the thing is like Drew needed this win.
Oh, absolutely. He was
Like
losing
Drew's
too
been
many
on
times.
he's been on such a losing streak. It's
Yeah.
like at this point, like you're about to make Drew unhappy, and like he can
Mhm.
draw money.
Yeah.
Like
Still.
it was ready for him to win again.
Yeah. He lost against Punk, and he lost against someone else before then. So
I think
he
he
had
lost
to
against
win.
Punk twice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I don't
But yeah.
even. I gotta look and see who won. Yeah, Drew
Oh,
McIntyre
True.
won.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe the bromance will evolve because that's kind of what we predict. We figured this is going to be the Bar 2.0.
Yeah,
hmm
I was hoping like that was going to be a good thing if it was going to be like the bar 2.0 versus the New Day.
Yeah,
That's really good.
yeah.
That was a good match.
It's kind of a step backward for Damien though. who was the world champion not recently.
It
I
is.
mean, recently, not yeah.
I wouldn't
But
even think he was a world champ, to be honest. Not like this.
yeah, yeah. But this is another match where we called it to a T. We had our fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship with Braun Breaker defending against Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. And Dominic Mysterio screwed over Finn Balor to win the title,
Yeah,
just like we said. And they're
It
already
was
doing the thing. They're already doing the
yeah,
thing where he's just that smarmy little.
yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. There's been so many people like I've heard AJ and Taker and like everyone like they're asked like their opinion about Dominic and like
Mhm.
Dominic is so good.
It's so good. It's so natural.
And I'm gonna say this, even though my wife is right next to me. She keeps saying that Dominic is actually Eddie's kid, and he's not.
I swear.
He
I
looks it.
swear.
He
He
looks
does.
it.
They're
But he's
doing
more
that
Like
very
Eddie than he does
intentionally.
Ray. He looks more.
Nope.
Yes.
See, when he's got the mullet and the mustache, yeah, but when
Mm-hmm.
he's when he has the bowl
Can't tell
cut,
me otherwise.
when
And
he has
and
the
Rhea's China.
Hey, maybe.
oh yeah, oh that's obviously what they were doing. That's obviously what they were doing.
Yeah. They even did like a scene from that time. It was like
Yeah.
Shawn
Oh,
Michaels and China.
It's good stuff though. I'm really glad Dom won it. I'm looking forward to watching his title reign.
Mhm.
He did beat Penta.
Yeah, he did, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the inevitable match they'll have with Finn because it's coming.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
you
we
can
know
see
it is.
Finn has like discernment where he's going to turn.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna wait till the perfect moment to stab you in the back, and it's coming.
Mhm.
I just want Demon Finn to come back. Can we
I
get
think
the
he
I think
has
demon
it's
to
back?
at this
time.
point.
Yeah, he's. We need to get the demon back. And then we had, which this is the only match we didn't have a prediction for. Oh no, I guess we did. We were trying to predict who his mystery opponent would be, Randy Orton.
Okay, so
Oh,
I want to hear who you guys thought it was. Who you guys thought it was going to be.
uh,
I was hoping for Nick Aldis. I was
yeah,
expecting, I was
yeah.
expecting Rusev.
Hmm.
I was not expecting Joe Hendry, but in hindsight, it makes sense.
So I agree with the Nick one. I was thinking it was going to be Nick.
Hmm.
Um, I was thinking it was going to be Rusev also because like even like pre-show like everyone was screaming Rusev Day, Rusev Day, Rusev Day,
Yeah,
and that would have been a great pick.
yeah.
And I had also read something that there was a good chance, and I don't know why, that there was a good chance it was going to be Jeff Hardy for some odd reason.
It could have
That
been.
would
I
have been
mean, the
cool.
logic of it being Joe Hendry, I wasn't even
Mhm.
thinking it would be somebody from TNA. Although in hindsight, that makes sense because you wouldn't want Rusev to lose in his return,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't want Randy
Mhm.
Orton to lose at WrestleMania. So it would have had to have been Aldis or somebody else, and having it be Joe Hendry makes sense.
I don't know. It
But
kind of
at the
hurts Joe
I
Henry.
was going to say, but at the same time,
He's a world champion.
having the TNA World Champion lose in how long was that match?
It had to be
Three
a
minutes and
minute.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and technically twice.
Yeah,
He
technically twice.
RKO'd him
Yeah,
after.
Well, here's my thing. Like, in my opinion, if Triple H came to me and was like, "Hey, I need you," yeah, I'm world champion, but you're going from being in TNA having 2,000 people, maybe 3,000 tops in attendance at a time, to 60 plus thousand people, his largest crowd he's ever been with. Like, I don't care if I'm losing. I don't care if it's in
Mhm.
20 seconds. He had more eyes in 3 minutes and whatever seconds than he has his whole entire career. And what
Yeah.
I'm glad
Mhm.
is I'm glad that everybody knew who he was. It wasn't a thing of, oh, his music hit, we get a few cheers here and there, and that was it. Everybody knew who the hell Joe Hendry was.
I
Yeah.
mean that's true. That's true. He's
Uh-huh.
coming. He's eventually coming to
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
WWE. Yeah.
And
Which
I
again, I find it so funny that so many of the predictions we make on this show come true. not least of which being like WWE is now openly. I didn't even think they would have an open relationship with TNA like they do.
Mhm.
But it was pretty
Mhm.
clear that they were at least on friendly terms for a while. But for them to
Yeah.
just come out and say, like, yeah, we have a working relationship with them, that's
Well,
awesome.
fun fact, I just watched a thing where he was on a podcast, and the guy asked him, he was like, "Hey," he was like, "what was the steps leading up to that?" And he said that he'd gotten a text from Triple H while he was at the airport, and said, "Call me when you get a sec." And like he was saying, he was like, "Yeah, I'm already in Vegas anyways, Vegas area anyways," because he's doing other kind of indie things because everybody's there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then when he had asked if he could wrestle, he asked for him to wrestle Randy Orton. He said immediately he took it. He said there was
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh no. Hell, if they can call me and ask me if I want to wrestle Randy Orton at WrestleMania, I know what's gonna hurt, but I'm there.
Oh, I
I'll pull
agree.
an I show
Mhm.
speed.
Oh,
I'll take an RKO
I would too.
in a
Give
heartbeat.
me,
And
give
plus,
me,
I know
give me three.
plus I know Randy Orton won't hurt me because he's one of the greatest there ever was. If I got hurt taking an RKO from Randy Orton, it would be my fault.
Oh, it would be because
Yeah,
you do everything.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he's just kind of there.
Yeah, he just did a soften the landing.
Not even he just there to make it look like he's making you fall
Mhm.
down.
Here, let me gently lay you down on the ground.
Uh, but yeah, so always good to see Joe Hendry. But the next match, I was very disappointed in this. I will say though, he won clean, so that's I guess the thing you can do. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
Oh, I didn't watch. I didn't bother. I told you it was a bathroom break for me.
Hear me out. You,
Yeah, yes, Eric,
you.
that opener was pretty badass.
Hey, thank you, Eric.
Yes, kudos to Eric for
Oh yeah,
throwing that together in like a day
it's
total.
oh yeah, day and a half. Like that's crazy to be honest.
Oh, guess
But
what, guys?
like
We got another shirt.
we, oh,
I believe in Brian
perfect,
Kaufman.
perfect. Get
I'll
it made,
buy it.
staff. Get it made, staff. Um, I threw a blank. What were we talking about?
Oh, Logan, and
Oh,
Logan and
AJ.
Styles.
so we're about to go to some forbidden names for a second. Did any of you guys seen his actual gear that he wore?
Oh,
Logan's?
Logan. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
tiger stripes.
Yes.
Yeah,
You knew
yeah.
that who that was for, right?
I'm probably gonna feel
Wolverine.
like an idiot when you tell me.
I have no idea.
Crispin Wall. It
Was it
was the
really?
same design, same colors that Crispin Wall wore in WCW.
Huh. Do we know
Uh,
that he did that on purpose? Or that people knew he did it on purpose?
Probably not.
Well, I
Here's the
was right.
thing.
It was Wolverine.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Close enough.
He was the rabid Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny because
if
when
he
I
comes
saw
out next
clips,
week to
that's
Our
all I
Lady
could
Peace,
see.
we'll know.
Yeah.
Jake, I just sent it to you on Facebook. You can cop that in whenever you want.
I can't right now, but
No. I'm not saying right now.
oh wow. Well,
Yeah,
it's not the exact same, but it's
it's
close
not
enough.
exact. It's too identical to say it's not.
It's pretty
Uh-huh.
close. It's pretty close. Oof, but yeah, man, if it had been anybody else except for AJ Styles, I probably wouldn't care as much, but
Hmm. Well,
it's AJ Styles, man.
I mean, AJ's days are AJ's days are numbered, anyways. Like, I mean, he's gonna go till he can't go no more. But
I get that, but that's why he needs to win because the whole thing is that, and I'm not taking anything away from Logan Paul. Logan Paul is a freak of nature athlete, but AJ's been doing it for 25 years,
Well, yeah. It's
26
the same thing with
years.
Karrion Cross said. He was like, me and my wife have like 20 years experience, and he loses to a YouTuber.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's kind of like,
Well,
I mean, a YouTuber who admittedly is very good, and
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
for
absolutely.
I'm not necessarily for holding somebody back just because of time, but
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because look at the Miz. He started the same way, and I like the Miz, so but
yeah,
it's
but the
still a
the
difference.
difference between Logan Paul and The Miz is that The Miz did not start out as incredible.
Yeah,
The Miz started out as kind of like, who's this dork in a fedora and jorts?
yeah, that's true.
Shorts.
As opposed to John Cena, which who's this dork in oversized jerseys and shorts? Which, by the way, you guys will appreciate this. I saw a video this morning, which I didn't finish listening to it, but he made a good point. But the video is just it's got a picture of Kenny Omega just making his doofy face that he always makes. And it was just like, the problem with AEW is that it's full of dorks. And I'm like, yeah, that's true.
And you're one of them.
Wait, who?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny.
No. It wasn't Kenny Omega in the video. It was
Oh,
just the
okay.
thumbnail.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wait a minute. I know I'm a dork, but I just feel like that doesn't make sense to be
I
talking
thought you
about
were
me.
I
Yeah.
thought you were implying that Kenny was
Yeah,
saying
that's what I
it.
thought too.
That's something Kenny would say because the last promo I watched of his, I didn't even finish it. He's talking about poop,
Jesus Christ.
Nah.
and I'm just kind of like, it's like you won't even say crap though. He said poop,
Oh yeah, she said that. Oh,
and I'm just like,
hmm,
what are are you 5?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he dresses like he's 5, but you know. And that's what's the frustrating thing for me because I want to like Kenny Omega. I really want to like but damn it, they make it so difficult.
I don't. I'm going to try to give AEW another shot. Just
Kenny,
because it's
please go
been
to
so.
WWE. One night on Monday Night Raw will give you more fans than you've had up to this point.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I
I
don't
mean,
think
look.
he cares about fans. I think
Well,
they
and
think
that's
he
part of the
likes it
problem.
wrestling.
Yeah, that's part of the
Mhm.
problem in AEW too. Honestly, there's I poke fun and say there are a lot of dorks in AEW, and there are, but I think one of their bigger problems is they have too many artists.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I only care about the match, man. It's like, well, and hey, I get it, and I appreciate a good match, but as CM Punk said something to the effect of like, if you think you're better because you have a 5-star match, but there's 100 people there, we're not in the same business. Something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing.
Uh-huh.
And it's just kind of like, he's right. He's not wrong.
I don't know how. I don't know how I feel about AEW, but
I'm trying to like it, but Tony Khan said this ages ago. Tony Khan should never have been on TV,
no.
and it's only gotten worse. And Tony, if you can't yell without your voice cracking, don't yell into a
Yeah,
microphone.
I don't get that part.
Just
I don't know why
don't do it.
he does that. It seems so weird.
He
I
seems,
don't
and I
know.
mean, he seems because
Or
he
it's
is.
like awkward or something. Or
Well, he's just a geeky fan,
yeah,
and
I
Mm,
that's
know.
fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but
let me take my little action figures and make wrestling matches.
just don't do it on the air.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's
it's like he's a literal puppet master.
well, because here's the difference between Tony Khan and, as much as I don't want to bring him up. Okay, I'll compare him to Triple H. That's a better because the point still stands. Okay, imagine that you're a wrestler in AEW and or WWE, and you're given a match that you think is just a horrible idea. You think this is the dumbest thing you've ever seen. Let's say you're Stone Cold Steve Austin in your prime, and you work in one universe, you work for Tony Khan, and the other universe, you work for Vince McMahon. In AEW, nobody would believe a storyline in which Stone Cold kicks open the office door in Tony Khan's office and says, "What the hell is this? You're putting me in a match with so and so," and Tony Khan puts his foot down. Nobody would believe it because in real life, Stone Cold Steve Austin would grab him by the scuff of the collar and throw him out a window.
Yes, I
Triple
100%
H,
agree.
Triple H, on the other hand, would at least put up a fight.
Oh yeah.
So that's the difference. As an on-screen authority figure, that's the difference. Is Triple H at least looks like he can fuck you up a little bit. There's a chance you're going to get hurt. Whereas with Tony Khan,
Mhm.
you might break a nail.
Oh yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, the image of him, or he looks like he'll pay someone to beat you up.
Which
You know?
hey, can theoretically work, but
Oh yeah.
I mean Tony Khan just doesn't even look like he raises his voice ever. Like somebody could come he could be like, "Hey, I know this happened. He fires you over email or just doesn't call you. As opposed to you're fired."
Yeah.
He needs Vicky to give him some lessons. Hire her back. Give him some lessons.
Actually does.
Mhm.
So our next match is another one that we predicted. The only difference is take out Bailey and put in Becky Lynch, which was a nice surprise because I was wondering myself. I was like, who were they? And the only reason I didn't suspect Becky Lynch is because I'd seen a fairly recent interview where which I mean, obviously she was lying, but she was like basically saying like, "Oh, I'm done for a while." Like she's not saying she's never coming back, but she's saying
Yeah,
she's
she was
not.
like more focused
Yeah.
on her kid now
Yeah,
and being a
Ooh,
housewife.
I didn't expect it to be Becky. Like I
I didn't
honestly,
either.
I thought it was gonna be I lost the name. Alexa Bliss. We haven't
Maybe.
seen
Oh
her.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
ain't seen her
She
in
came
weeks.
back
She came
and that's
back,
it.
Yeah,
came
she
back,
came
and
back a
then
couple.
wrestled like one or two more matches, and then haven't
Yeah.
seen her since.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Or I
I think
guess
she
another is
was
Nikki
there.
Cross back in WWE? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's with the White
That's
Six.
Y6.
okay.
Yes, the
That's what.
Y6.
Oh, okay, so that wouldn't have made sense. But yeah. Oh man, you want to talk about it? Like when Becky's music hit, that place exploded, and it makes total sense in hindsight. But we
Mhm.
had Lyra Valkyria teaming with formerly Bailey, now Becky Lynch, taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. And it was a good match. I liked it. It was solid. Although Lyra's feathers, listen, Lyra, I love your work. I love you. Stop putting feathers in your hair.
Yeah,
They get everywhere, and it just kind of it gives it makes the match funny when it shouldn't.
And they always fall out every
Yeah,
single
but well,
time.
and like when sometimes when she takes a bumps, it look sometimes when she takes a bump, it looks like she landed on a chicken
Oh
because like so many feathers
yeah,
just fly up.
yeah.
yeah,
Other than that, it was a great match, but then they ruined it the next night.
Made no
yeah. I
sense.
think for them to win it, from them to win it at Mania, and then Becky just to turn on Raw, they should have just. I feel like the issue was is yeah we got Rusev back, yeah JD came back. I feel like they did it because they didn't have enough people to come back as like the Raw after Mania, like everybody's always expects.
Hmm.
It's like when we get Raw after Mania, it's like we always see 3 and 4 people, 5 people show up or just randomly be there or see something wild, and it's like they didn't have anything, so they're
Yeah,
like,
we need
okay, we get
something for
Rusev and
somebody to
JD
talk
come
about.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
But like in my opinion, it was just I would have been okay if if lost her name. I would have been okay with living at Raquel to win,
Mhm.
but Becky not take the pin, and then them get a rematch on Raw, and then Becky not
Yeah.
take the pin again, and then Becky be pissed off and upset, and then
Yeah.
do the turn.
It would make more sense. It makes the titles look useless. Like she didn't care about winning the titles if you're going to
Well,
turn the
and
person
if you
from
guys remember,
upset.
that's what I predicted was going to happen,
Mhm.
and we agreed because it's like we were simultaneously talking about it.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
like this was clearly a setup to
Hmm.
create something between Lyra and Bailey, and
Yeah.
they're it's obvious they're doing the same thing, but like I thought we were going to get at least a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like this came out of nowhere, kind of like Becky Lynch. So I guess that makes sense,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you know what doesn't come out of nowhere? Analysis, specifically artificial intelligence analysis. And you can check that out twice a week on one of our newer podcasts on the Arate Podcast Pantheon, the AI Analysis Podcast, where our AI generated hosts, Adam and Ilea, take a look at various podcast episodes across our great network and occasionally other stuff in media and give you a completely AI generated, often kind of hilarious. By the way, did you guys know that you can inadvertently cause an AI bot to swear? I didn't, but I found that out.
That's
Ooh.
cool.
It's kind of strange hearing um, some freaky things have happened in episodes of those podcasts. One of the hosts said that she took her kids to go see a movie, and I'm just like, you did not because you don't exist. But that's a thing that happened. It's very entertaining. In fact, one of the more recent episodes though was they went through our predictions for WrestleMania 41. Pretty entertaining.
Gotta
I'm not
watch
gonna
that
lie.
one.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But you can check that out. It's the second link in the description, and it's pretty funny. They're not too long of episodes, but it's quite funny. And then we come to the big one, main event of night two. John Cena challenging Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Pain. 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 Oh, here in my head. Pain. Pain. Pain.
Oh yeah,
So sick. God, I'm so sick of hearing it.
John Cena was way too happy to see Travis Scott. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, how is this dude gonna help you?
Here's my thing.
Yeah,
The
he
lead
did beat
up,
up Cody.
and that was a real
No
slap.
way.
That was a real ass slap. I had read something where Triple H had talked about about the whole the slap from Travis Scott to Cody. Like that was a real slap, and
It was.
I guess Triple H really gave it into Travis Scott about the slap.
He should have, because he ruptured Cody's eardrum.
Holy sure gave it to him too.
Well, the thing is Cody was okay with. He wasn't. He was probably upset about the situation where he got like
Yeah.
actually slapped.
Yeah.
So, like Cody took it like a man,
Yeah,
and he knew what his job was to do.
sure.
But like,
I still don't understand why he was here, but
Yeah. Honestly, I couldn't
Here's my
be Cody. I think it
The
was
Rock
Cody.
needed to be here. Now I know there's a lot of rumors that there's some
mhm,
friction between The Rock and Triple H, and that
mhm.
that was the result of some of the problems of this WrestleMania.
The Rock, the Rock wasn't a Pat McAfee show because like at my job that I was just working at, I would always watch Pat McAfee show,
Mhm.
and he was talking to Pat, and he basically told Pat he was like this isn't about me, this
Yeah.
is about Cena and Cody. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
You
it was
played
No,
about
this
but
you
up
it,
too.
too.
it it's
Like you
kind of
literally
yeah, I
you
was gonna
planted
say,
the
yeah,
seed for it.
this is about you,
Clearly
and
was about you. You made a
yeah,
belt with Cody's name on it. You say about
yeah,
taking souls.
taking souls. But this is I like heel Cena, but to me, we're not getting enough.
Oh no, honestly, I think he has a few more movies he's coming in, so he's not going to be wrestling like he you want him to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be more of what you saw, more
That's
or less.
fine, but he's not heel Cena, he's whiny Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, if they're leading up to something, because he still has a year, the rest of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I'm trusting them that this might end up being a slow burn, which I'm for. I'm actually all for this not ending this year. I'm all for this going at least until next Mania.
Yeah.
no,
But
I honestly think it's going to end,
I
and
think I
when he's
think it
going to
is
win.
too, which is kind of
I
my
think he's finished.
it's kind of my problem with. Although I did see a hilarious meme because apparently it's Cena and Orton at Backlash,
Mm-hmm. Yes, it
and
is.
then, and
Yeah.
then it showed the poster, and then right underneath it was a clip from what movie is that? I think it was Back to the Future. He said, "What year is it?"
Oh, oh, I get it. Yeah.
I did see something where there's a rumor where like they're gonna have a special pay-per-view for the last show for John Cena,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and it was supposed to be like a WWE attitude or not a
Ruthless aggression.
WWE. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but
Nice.
that was the name. That was the name of the pay per view. That's what people. That's what I've seen people talking about, which I would be okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
But like, if we get that, then if that's supposed to be John Cena's last show, then we need that ruthless aggression match. Like, the only
Yeah.
two people left to do the ruthless aggression with Cena would have been Randy, and like he's already facing Randy at Backlash.
Well, but if Cody, which I think story wise this should happen. I think Cody needs to win it back from John, but
Mhm.
Cody's going to go because this is what Cody's good at. Cody's good at transformation stories. So Cody, if I were booking it, I would have
Mhm.
Cody because here's the thing, that ruthless aggression style even in the ring, it's not completely gone, but
Yeah,
it's not quite there. Like, cause if you guys remember, I mean, WWE in the like mid 2000s, the late 2000s, I'd say probably between like 2004 to 2007 or 8.
Mhm.
yeah, like mid '08.
Yeah, there that just even like random TV matches were like just really good.
Yeah,
Like
Absolutely.
it was rare to watch a Monday Night Raw and be like, wow, that was all
Look,
right.
it's like look who they had though. They had
That's what I'm
John
saying. Yeah.
and no, they had so many superstars back then.
Yeah, but there was
Nowadays,
just
don't.
there was a different style and a different philosophy and
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd like to see because here's the thing. The current roster can do it for some reason. I don't know why they're not, but I would like to see a little bit more aggression in the ring now.
It's, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's I agree. Because to me, a lot of these matches are like they're friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they really want to hurt each other. Like I said, I don't want them to actually hurt each other, but at least pretend a little bit.
Well, but it's even like they're like again to call out the other TKO company, the UFC. Some of those guys are legit good friends outside,
Yeah,
but when they're in the octagon, they're there to
mess up.
cause
Yeah,
damage.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
As quick
Uh,
as possible.
like on a real note, like I would honestly like I would like to see like I know we have the brand split between Raw and SmackDown and NXT, but I would like to see like a true old school brand split. Like the
Yeah,
Raw people hated the SmackDown people, and the SmackDown people hated the Raw people.
they keep trying that, but it never works because they
Yeah,
always bring
I
each
think
other
it's just
together.
because everybody knows. Like everybody already knows.
yeah,
Like I don't
Social
I
media.
agree with you. I think I just don't know how you would do it today.
Well, just be aggressive with it. Make sure no one goes to the other side. Like no matter what, every brand split, they always switch sides, or
mm-hmm.
like no
Or they
matter
always have
what.
that loophole where like the world
Yeah, yeah.
champion can go anywhere.
And some were even the
Mm-hmm.
world champions. They were just like friends of the world champion.
Yeah.
Like the Usos came on SmackDown, like so.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
how you do it, but because even NXT is kind of a blurred line now.
oh yeah.
Like Raquel and Liv were there defending their tag titles the night after they won them on Raw
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
in a
true.
match that nobody thought they were going to lose because it's
Hmm.
NXT. And there were things happened in that match that shouldn't have happened in that match. Let's just say that Liv and Raquel were carrying.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that one. Oh, goodness.
But obviously, as we all know, John Cena won, which I'm happy with because I do think Cena deserves to beat that record.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And I think this will end up being a story that will be very good. My other problem is that John Cena keeps giving these interviews as babyface John Cena, who's just trying to be vague and coy instead of like which is the problem with turning Cena heel is like John Cena, to his credit, John Cena wants to be the Make a Wish guy. John Cena
Mm-hmm.
wants to be the hustle, loyalty, respect guy. John Cena wants to be the never give up guy. And that's fine. but when he's a heel, I would just rather him not be giving interviews. But they don't
Yeah.
want to do that because of his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not even talking about full blown kayfabe here, but it's just like it's really hard to connect those dots when on Saturday night, or sorry, on Friday night, he's giving interviews on ESPN talking about like legacy and sport and like, hey, and if I win, that's great. And if not, it's all about the next generation, blah, 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 blah. And then on Sunday, he wins the title. And then on Monday, he's cutting promos about how much he hates the fans. And it just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't
Yeah.
jive.
Listen, yeah.
So yeah, that's my only thing. But I'm hoping they turn this into something that will go down in history as one of the better programs. But we'll see. I also want to get
So
CM Punk. I also want to get Cena Punk again.
yes, I would like to have that.
I would even want like John and The Rock just for a little bit, even just promos.
Yeah, that would be good. That
I
might be
miss
how we
them.
get Rock Roman.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So obviously Cena wins.
Right.
We get that. And now to lead off of WrestleMania, here is the original WrestleMania 41 plans. We had Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable, but we had Rey Mysterio with Travis Scott.
What?
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. And the reason, and like this is all like they're supposed to be doing like a biography thing of like the lead up to WrestleMania,
Uh-huh.
and they leaked the board of when they're in the meetings,
Oh,
and like
okay.
some of the letters on there, you can tell exactly who it is, and some of them are like kind of very vague, but it looks like it is. But one of them shows Rey Mysterio with Travis Scott versus Chad Gable. Like we knew it was supposed to be Ray versus Chad, but why with Travis Scott?
Because he's a real American?
He
I
knows
don't.
Bad Bunny. I don't know.
Uh, well,
Yeah,
speaking of that,
Travis Scott pulls off the mask and it's Bad Bunny the whole time.
Bad Bunny, he was supposed to be at Mania 2,
Oh
but
God.
he was supposed
Uh,
to face Dominic Mysterio.
huh?
Eh?
It could be worse.
Yeah, this Mania could have been worse.
It could be
Yeah.
Logan Paul.
The AJ Styles Logan Paul match was the original plan. It was supposed to be Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre at Mania, which that
See,
would have been a killer
that
match.
that would have been
That would have
good.
been good.
It would have been a step
That
backward for Drew though, because he was competing for the world title. But I guess the
Yeah.
title's the title, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been a killer match. And then the women's tag match was originally supposed to be Charlotte and Becky versus Io and Asuka.
Ooh.
That would have been a killer match.
See, but okay, so I like the women's tag match, and let's listen. Anytime Liv Morgan's on screen, I'm cool with it.
Uh, I wouldn't be opposed to it either.
Yeah, I'm not, especially with that ring gear. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yes.
Like sometimes, and like, hey, I'm not. If you got it, you do you. But I'm just saying, if I were in that, I don't know that I'd be wearing some of the ring gear she wears.
Yeah.
Looked
Another
awesome though. Like I'm not shaming anybody, but
yeah.
I was surprised.
Oh yeah, like her and Selena Vegas or Vega, both of them have like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get Wyatt Six versus Judgment Day.
Judgment Day a
Uh,
year ago would have been a different
yeah.
story.
Yes.
Even White 6 year ago.
Would have been a different story.
I guess that was one of the original plans. Originally it was supposed to be Randy versus Kevin. We obviously know what happened with Kevin.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The WWE Women's Championship was originally supposed to be Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax.
I actually
Next
would like
year.
that more.
Next year. Jade,
Yeah, I can see
I
that
don't,
being
yeah.
Hmm
Women's World Heavyweight title was supposed to be Rhea versus Bianca.
Yeah.
Now onto the men's World Heavyweight title. It says it was supposed to be either CM Punk or Seth Rollins versus Gunther
Mm.
for the world title. And if it wasn't CM Punk or Seth, and then the other one, it was supposed to be Roman versus CM Punk or Seth. So whoever didn't face Gunther was facing Roman.
Hmm.
So either way, in some capacity. And then the last match, and this one was like highlighted with a bunch of lines, and it was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. So we obviously knew that was going to be an obvious one.
Mhm.
Right.
That is all that it shows. But I mean, some of the matches would have been great, but some of the other ones would have been really bad.
Yeah, especially like the
So
Travis Scott.
it would have been the same WrestleMania. Some of the matches were good. Some of, I wouldn't have. I don't think any of these matches were per se bad.
No.
They were just
No,
some
not.
that was kind of like, I don't really know why we're doing this at Mania, but
Mhm. But I would have been okay versus Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre. Like I think that would have been a killer ass match.
Oh yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's be real though. Braun Breaker in a match is fine. The opponent doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
yeah. Like he even had good matches with Sammy. You know,
Yeah.
really good matches with
I just
Sammy.
get a kick. I get a kick out of him doing interviews because he just like he's so different from his dad and his uncle because he's just like seems like the coolest dude ever, and yet he will just kill you.
Yeah, I want to see him versus Rusev.
I think that's coming. But speaking of the returning Rusev, better than he's ever looked.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just top.
Phenomenal looking.
Yeah, that dude's a freak.
Now
In the,
I'm surprised he didn't come back with his original theme though.
I'm not because I
Hmm.
one of the things that's happening though is the guys and girls that are coming back from AEW, because there's no denying that compared to when he left, when Rusev left WWE, even though his AEW run was a joke for the most part, not his fault, but he his presentation was more legitimized there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he did like the God of the Sand gimmick, which is really, really good. Like I was hoping for more of that.
the thing was when he was wrestling, which was rare, but when he did wrestle, save for his AEW debut, mishaps happened. But I mean, he was indestructible
Yeah.
and he looked it. So now I think part of the preconditions and the other upshot to going to AEW, even if you're not used well, is you definitely have money. Because if you're there for 2, 3 years, you got some money stashed up, so you don't really need a WWE contract. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like, hey, here's how I want to be presented. If we can do it, awesome. I'd love to come back, but if you're gonna put me in a stable with a bunch of dorks again, I'm just nah. I'll work the indies every now and again and just work off of my investments.
He's not with somebody.
Not
Uh,
yet. Although
No.
the rumor is that he's insistent on working with Lana CJ Parker.
yeah,
But the
they
thing
got back
is
together.
I did see that part. But the thing is, I was so surprised. Like I didn't never expect them two to split up. Like they just seemed like one of them couples, like they were together.
Well, maybe the Bobby
Yeah,
Lashley angle gave people ideas.
yeah. And if you ever
Hey,
see like Total Divas or Total Bellas or whatever,
yeah,
they was on that, and it was some tension between each other, like for kids and stuff like that. Like she wanted kids or he wanted kids, and someone didn't want kids.
Oh
I
man,
think
well
he
that'll
wanted
do it.
kids.
That'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
he wanted.
Look what happened to Brie and John,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that was fake from the start. I
and
think
then
that was just for money.
Brie got with that one guy, had a kid, and that guy's a douchebag. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
John dodged a bullet in a way.
Yeah, because even if that was elevated. Oh, that would not have been a good home
Even
life.
his father was like, "That's fake."
Yeah.
Said John. He's
John
like, "No,
Cena
can't say that."
John Cena Sr. said John Cena on TV was fake news.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it'd be cool to have his dad in the angle. Like I know his dad's like up there in age, but like I think it would be cool to have his dad in some kind of angle. Not like have to do something with John being heel.
Flaming
His
table
father's
or
pretty
nothing.
cool. Mhm.
Like even if it's like John's out there talking, and then John's dad shows up, and he's like, "This isn't the John Cena we all know. Like,
Mhm.
what happened to the John Cena that was protecting your dad from Randy
Yeah.
Orton?"
Yeah. And then John just turns in and goes, ruthless repression.
Yeah,
Just
and kick
man
his father
slaps
in
his
the head.
dad.
Oh my god!
Well, that was WrestleMania 41. Um, let's hold out for Backlash.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's good stuff. I don't think it will be, but
Oh, we was right about the flamethrower. Only different, it wasn't The Rock. It was Steph.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did come out. Somebody did use a flamethrower. That's true.
Yeah.
Kind of lackluster though.
Yeah, 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 that's true. He didn't really light nothing up on fire.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold ran over a lady or something.
He-
Oh damn kid, that's why you don't drink in four wheel. What?
he had
Back there driving.
a bit too many Steve Weisers.
Like, oops.
Well, goddamn, you
Blood-
should have been standing there.
Bloody
What do you think
Marys.
this is? A wrestling match?
Jesus.
Oh god. Yeah, but you guys have anything else to add, or we want to wrap this?
No,
You know what?
that was pretty cool.
I think you should end us on a high note, Jake.
Let's do it.
Wrap it up. Play the song.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Brian Kaufman. I believe in Brian Kaufman.
Oh
Cause
shit!
they
Oh,
love
I can
him
hear it.
in Tokyo, Paris, France, and even in Indiana.
listening to it right
All
now.
of Indiana, all the surrounding counties. You know what they have in common? They all believe in Brian Kaufman. They all believe, and he's coming for you.
I think it should be our intro from now on.
Now raise your hands to the sky. In comes Brian Kaufman. And Kaufman is quite persistent.
When it hits like it's The Rock.
Keep them hands up and say with me, I believe in Brian Kaufman. I believe in Brian Kaufman. Cause he will persevere through anything.
Yep. Do all that.